During the Cold War, 100,000 Taiwanese soldiers were stationed on a small island called Kinmen, and this was, without question, the front line of the Cold War. So they were engaged in this insane standoff with China, and everything was militarized because they're a tiny little island, and then you have this behemoth China right there. So everything was militarized. Beaches had mines. You can literally see mainland China on a clear day from this little island. So in all seriousness, they were just waiting for an invasion, and they were convinced it was going to happen. So they were living under constant fear and terror and stress, and they were scared. So, to help deal with the stress, the government funded free prostitution. What an interesting story this is. Now, to be clear about this, they were not sex slaves. It was 100% voluntary. They were paid well, and they could leave or stop whenever they please. Quote, Unit 381, the bureau in charge of managing the brothels, oversaw 11 locations on the island. It was a policy put in place to solve a problem. Pent-up stress from living under threat of swift death was affecting discipline and military efficiency. There were incidents of soldiers raping local girls, and regular visits to the whorehouse was ostensibly a way of alleviating such issues. So they go on to explain that once they put this in place, there were no more rapes. Again, it's an amazing story, man. Now, I think it was in 1990 that a popular movement ended up shutting these things down. So here's the issue. Have we found something where a government actually acted in a way that was significantly to the left of me? My answer is I think so. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 100% in favor of prostitution being legalized. You got to legalize it, tax it, regulate it, make sure that the women and men are paid well and they have benefits and all this stuff, right? But I would like it to be legal and in the private sector. Okay, I don't want tax dollars going towards Jeffrey getting a blowjob. Let Jeffrey pay for his own fucking blowjob. Now all of a sudden I sound like a conservative. I don't want to pay for nobody getting no booty call, lap dance, thingamajigger, 69 in or whatever. But I don't. I mean, look, I'm happy when you get laid. By all means, go right ahead and get laid. But I don't want to pay for it. And I don't think, my grandma should pay for it. My sister should pay for it. I mean, that's something that, it's like alcohol. I'm in favor of alcohol, but I don't want the state paying for other people to get drunk on it. No. So I do think they went a little bit overboard here. But at the same time, I'm talking about the ideal for the society we live in today in America, where I think here we should just have legal prostitution in the way I described. Private sector, legalize it, tax it, regulate it. But in terms of, historically speaking, what they describe, the situation being on this little island, I can see why they did it. You know what I mean? Because given the stress and the Cold War and this and that, you gotta fucking relax a little bit, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. So it's a really interesting story. I must say, the thought never even crossed my mind that ever may have been a thing where prostitution was not only legal, but paid for by the state.